very often there is going to be an objection, and Alan will correct me, is the US. US is often going to object. There is going to be some level of objection. In India, those applications that are going to designate India, I mean, what Mustafa said, we checked this up with the trademark registry, and we are telling the applicants from overseas. So I just said that was the kind of thing. We are telling clients from overseas that if your application runs beyond 500 characters, file it through the national route in India. Use the national route in India, but there is bound to be an objection. If there is a user, if you have a user required, you are already using the mark in India, then file the application at the national place. Those of you who filed applications will know that sometimes I get, Madrid protocol is 18 months. In 18 months, sometimes we even get the registration certificates. I've been getting the marks registered in 18 months. So this 18 months delay of Madrid protocol, of course, that does not apply. I think most of you are practitioners or all of you are practitioners. So I believe that that's the kind of thing you must.
I'm an in-house actually.
You're an in-house. So for an in-house guy, it's an excellent kind of a methodology. For example, for use of the Madrid protocol system, there is a lot of saving. Essentially, what you're saving at the initial stage is the attorney's fees and all the process of translations. Sometimes China can be a particularly, after China changed its law recently, China is a particularly can be a particular problem and issue because of the sub-classifications of their goods. So you may have some issues there. But by and large, I would say most of the countries that you would designate as a what is your goods of your company?
It's Red Bull.
Sorry, your Red Bull, but you must be filing overseas.
That's it.
Red Bull would be filing overseas, not in India. So as far as that is concerned, sorry.
Yes, sir.
So that would be. I mean, for you, of course, it's. I mean, if you are going to file in India, most of the foreign applications that are going to come into India are going to, they are not going to be able to manage it in 18 months. And we have been assured by the trademark registry almost that there is going to be an objection that's going to be issued. So it is at the moment it's a wait and watch and see for foreign like yourselves for using the Madrid protocol in India. On the other hand, for Indian applicants to file, it is really a saving, a tremendous cost saving. As long as you file your applications, as long as you file your applications correctly. An important issue is that the goods in the Madrid protocol application should be less than or equal to the goods in your parent application. We have recommended another thing to make them compatible if there is a variance. It is simpler to do is to file, before filing your Madrid protocol application, file an application in India for the goods that you want to apply for under the Madrid protocol. File an application in India, we are talking about 3,500 rupees plus something else. It's cheaper rather than getting that whole objection and waiting for the whole kind of time. The processing time that you're going to waste is that. The other issue is, I have noticed, I mean at least add another 10 Swiss francs to the 10, and we are now adding 11. I've told them add 11 Swiss francs to the total cost of filing in Swiss because there is some banking charges that get cut. So just as a tip, just add 10 or 11 Swiss francs to your
I have two comments on that. You also have the possibility of maintaining a current account with White, and and just giving the number that's transmitted and it's deducted from your account.
Okay.
So if you maintain a good balance in your current account and there's a minor discrepancy like that, you can indicate to Whitebro that you would want us to just go ahead and pay that extra.
Unfortunately, sir. I'm sorry, Alan. Unfortunately, in India, I'll have to take Reserve Bank permission to open that account. I am overseas, so that is not going to go.
It's very difficult.
No, I can't open. I will need to have an approval from the Reserve Bank of India to open that account, either in the USPTO. I tried.
The other alternative is that if you get an irregularity letter and it gets you, you can pay by credit card over the internet.
That's most comfortable, but at the same time, of course, in Europe it is common that you can open an account in another country and do this. But in India it's very difficult actually.
Yeah, but not for the credit card, I see.
But just again, Alan, just to go, the dollar rate, for example, I'll just give you dollars. I don't know the exact Swiss franc rate. The dollar rate today is 61.59. That was, I just checked up. The credit card rate for dollars is 68. So
Higher.
the exchange rate
Yeah.
on the credit card
Is
is
low.
much higher
Is low.
than the Swiss. So if it's like 10 Swiss francs, doesn't matter. That's fine. You pay the excess fee for 10 Swiss francs. But don't, just as a tip, please don't pay the entire money on credit card.
There are so many questions will arise due to that, so people will not use that.
The other aspect about, you were talking about costs before, and how when you decide to file directly on the national route or indirectly on the international route in the Madrid system. The other thing to keep in mind about costs is that there are two main cost areas: the front end, the time of filing, and the back end when you're amending, changing the name and address. And if you're a big company and you have a big portfolio, you know how expensive it is to file a change of name, change of address at the company because you moved across the street, or your office got shifted a block away. It can cost quite a bit. With the Madrid system, you can just file one piece of paper, and then we forward the change to all those countries. So when you're thinking about cost savings, you have to think about the present
Also.
and the future, because I think the biggest cost savings in the end are in the management of
And also the maintenance fee
Maintenance.
eventually. Maintenance fee is a huge saving of cost.
So-
Huge.
And unfortunately, I understand that it's difficult to explain that to your accountants, because you're talking about something that might happen 10 years from now, but it might be worth $300,000.
Yes. I mean, it's like tremendous savings. So basically, we should use Madrid protocol. Now, for example, I mean, this aspect is not sorted out. In some countries are user requirement countries. Singapore, for example, we've been required to give a declaration of use that we intend to use this mark in Singapore. And those are the kind of declarations that will have to be there. These are small nitty-gritty in special cases. In special countries, you'll have to go through that whole scheme. Go through the scheme, it is worthwhile going. The Indian trademark registry is really not so helpful.
Not even they are prepared for that, preparedness is not there.
There is a level of preparedness, there is a level, but they're not, I mean, see, you have to knock on the door. They're
Yes.
not going to open. You can't find a Madrid protocol and sit. I'm just telling you my experience. We've had to have, we have to move them to get applications, to get responses.
I openly told to Prashad on this.
Yeah, but it still matters.
Openly I told.
It doesn't matter, it still is a cost-effective system. It doesn't matter if you're going to save that kind of cost. It is still worthwhile using the Madrid protocol. We can grumble a little bit, get the doors, get opening. There are going to be initial problems. Trademark examiners are not trained at the moment in India to think globally and act locally. They are not able to do that, but hopefully at some point of time that's going to happen, it's going to change. We're going to have examiners, patents. We've had the International Searching Authority that has come in the trademark registry. Currently, most of the examiners at Bombay Patent Office and Delhi Patent Office are sitting and doing Vienna code classifications. They've hired more and more examiners to get them compatible. There is again a set of Indian goods. For example, Gutka, I'm just saying in your case it's not there. Gutka, if it is there in your original Indian registration, please ensure that it is not there in your patent protocol application. Because the spellings, those kind of things. So we need to take care of these kind of things. Look at Alan's system of
Understand, yeah.
the Madrid classification system. Take the goods as long as it is less. I mean, we took this tip. File another application at the Indian Trademark Registry for the same kind of goods that you want to file and claim your rights from that particular application. It works quite fine. There is absolutely no difficulty. You will have a straightforward, no irregularity kind of an issue. My first application, we did have that problem. Even with commas and full stops, the irregularity issue was a semicolon was missing in the original kind
So
of
that
thing.
compatibility has to be brought in.
Yeah, it must be compatible. So actually, you cut paste your Madrid Protocol application into the Indian application, file an Indian application, get the Indian application number and claim that as priority. You have absolutely no difficulty. You will see it through in 10 minutes. And that's how you do it. Okay, so I'm just giving you these are little tips for getting your things quickly. Any other questions? I'm sure Alan and
But by and large, you feel that Madrid Protocol is good?
absolutely,
Very good.
absolutely for a cost-effective, from an Indian, from even a small company. I filed my another application we are filing this week is an individual.
I think Ellen will take this feedback.
Yes, I will.
We have a single individual. The mark is Dada Dida. He wants to start a music website and we filed that particular application. It will come through. We filed that. He's opened domain names in about 25 countries, and he wants to do that. And he's a musician himself. So individual applications, saving. I can't tell you how many lakhs worth of saving. It's going to be. We are promoting it in a big way. I believe each one of you at your respective offices.
I think you will pass on the same to the customers.
Yeah, please pass on this to all your applications. Please, please tell it to you or whatever that you can do.
Yes.
And important thing, sir. I would say that I would ask as Alan pointed out. I'm not saying that I would go to or do it, and each one of your attorneys is whatever. I believe that you must train yourself properly in that system if you want to give that good service. I mean, you can't, negligence at any aspect of law is not going to be permissible, and certainly don't do that. So don't mess up a Madrid Protocol application, because it can be extremely costly for your clients. Because if that application is lost at the end, you are paying there is a huge loss in designation fees. Huge loss. So just be careful so just study the system thoroughly. Through Alan, through people who know, people who are experienced. When you try it first time, just ensure that there cannot be a fault even on the first occasion, because it can be very costly. Right, guys?
I just suggested, sir, you need to have a local office of trademark registry in your city to follow it up.
So yeah, absolutely.
In Hyderabad, there is no office. Sir.
Yeah, so
you
use
need
Chennai.
to follow it up with the Chennai people.
Chennai or Bombay. Bombay, the actual people who are following. Chennai registry is like a pigeonhole.
Bombay is a better place.
Bombay, try to file your Madrid Protocol application through Bombay. Jurisdiction does not matter. They are not holding into jurisdiction. File it at Mumbai. File it electronically and follow it up, because everything is going to come to Mumbai Trademark Registry. Follow that up. And you want to follow it, you go there, take that. There are a couple of guys. There is, I think, Toraskar is the guy who was there.
So Dr. Devan, you mean to say that if you have filed your original Indian application in, say, Calcutta or Chennai,
Yes, sir.
the Madrid one you can file
The local jurisdictions do not apply
for
that
Madrid.
for Madrid Protocol. You can file it directly, but why don't you file it? It is better to file Madrid Protocol applications electronically.
Instead of filing the national.
Instead of filing that, not national phase. I'm speaking of going and filing an application, getting tappa on the
Physically.
physically. Don't file it physically. File it through the
File online.
File online.
That's what
File
it says.
online.
Yeah.
File it digitally. That's the simple way. It goes to Bombay.
Yeah.
Follow it up with Bombay. Follow that up with Bombay and get that. You will have to follow up. What's going to happen is. Just tell your client there is a possibility that the application, the response will go to the client directly. So tell him.
Transparency is there.
Sorry?
Transparency is there.
It's wrong, because it should, if your address for correspondence is there on the application, it should come to you, as Subhajit Saha was saying. It does not. Very often, the trademark registries, they are not trained yet. So they send the application directly to the client. Tell the client, be prepared for that. Tell the client that you may get this application details directly to him. So please, as soon as it comes, please send it to us. That's all that you do. That's it. Even WIPO may send it directly to the client. It may happen.
It has happened, yeah.
But just tell the client that it's going to happen. What I'm saying is that these are the mistakes that are going to happen. Just be prepared for it. You should be prepared for let's say your slogan should be hope for the best, but prepare yourself for the worst.
And I suspect that if you take